welcome to the ever late Wake Up Hex with KNTX. If we were ever on time, you guys would wonder what was wrong. So had some tough technical difficulties this morning. Markable screwed up our new content that we were trying to put in there, and I'll let him expound on that. No, I'm just kidding. The guy does great work. It's just file size was a little too large. We were trying to get things going here. So we were trying to bring you some new stuff. I'd really like to discuss the interview with Richard Hart that we released last night. There's probably another half an hour worth of content that Richard's camera actually died on, so we weren't able to finish videotaping it, but we've got all the audio for it, and so we're trying to figure out how we provide content for you guys there without boring everyone with a blank stream. It's going to be or a screen. It's going to be definitely more of a podcast style. I don't know how that's going to look yet. We've got editors that are more creative than myself that are working on it. So we got more for you guys because there's some really cool stuff that we talked about. It was almost a 2-hour long interview. So, and then we got some time to talk afterwards. And I hope you guys can see how relaxed, or it was conveyed through the video, how relaxed the conversation was and how smooth and organic the conversation was. And that was all Richard. Richard is he is a social creature. You should see him in a crowd. That's where he's in his element. I mean, he kills it on live stream, but you don't even get to see a fraction of his personality like you do when he's with people. And he loves people, man. It's amazing the not just the love, but how much he cares and how much is conveyed over when you talk with him. Like you just know that the guy is happy that you're in the room with him. So I won't hold these guys up any longer. I'm going to go ahead and bring up the guy that screwed up the stream this morning.
Oh, I didn't know you did it. Wasn't me.
I'll take credit for it. That's fine. That's fine. Yeah. It's not his fault we're late. It is totally my fault.
KNTX doesn't understand computers.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm a technological boomer, almost as bad as RG.
Oops.
Well, I want to say thanks to all the people in the chat: Terrafin, IWTBF, Hexen Effect, Tin Top, Kyler Kaufman, Cabana Crypto, Dorsey78, Proof of Beard Only is in here. Man, I can't believe that we're so lucky.
Dorsey, we already hit 20 cents, man.
Don Montoya, Crypto B04. We've got Sandy B, Hexagon Tattooer, Metallic Elmo. We got a lot of the OGs in here. Nardo for the win. That guy is gold. Say hi to mama for me, brother. Love you, man. Dean DK, Hex Phoenix. We got Hexy Bastards in here. Stylus 19, T-Bird, my man. Ush Player 2. Thank you guys for joining us today. We really, really appreciate this. You guys make this worthwhile. I'm going to tell you that much right now. So all of the positive things that I've heard from people yesterday, like my Twitter got flooded, and we've never had a video with that kind of engagement before. It's our virality as far for the size channel that we are. My Twitter's just getting blown up. You guys are just so supportive. You guys, sometimes this game is grinding and it's tough and it's hard and you get hate from different directions, and you guys make it worthwhile. Thank you for being the awesome community that you are. So I appreciate you guys.
No problem, KNTX.
I love it.
100% though, right? It's easy to stop, but it's hard to stop when people appreciate the content that's being put out.
Yeah, when people come to you with, man, you've changed my life, and I really appreciate all you're doing. Keep going for us. You're making things possible. Like that, those things are the things you're like, okay, I am making a difference in the world, and it is worth continuing the grind. So you guys, I just can't. It literally brought me like to a tear, just the one single tear, as I got on my Twitter last night, and I was like, man, just flooded with love. I couldn't even go through all the DMs and all the different posts that had an @ mentioned to me and Richard in it. It was really cool.
Nice.
It was really cool.
Good stuff, man.
Yeah.
That's what it's about, right? Positivity and nothing else.
Yep. 100% agree. Because
That's awesome.
we've got
How
that
was
here.
it though, interviewing with Richard? Were you nervous or?
And I was nervous all the way up until the moment we started, and he just made it so easy.
Okay.
So easy. And you know, it's been so long since since we've seen like a real friendly interview. I mean, he's had a few recently, but prior to that, it had been so long since he had like a friendly face that was willing to talk with him. And I wanted to ask him questions that, because whenever he has these conversations with people outside of our community, it's always the same things. What is Hex? What is Pulse? How does Hex work? Why is it not a scam? I didn't want to ask those questions. We've heard those answers multiple times. I wanted to ask real questions. I wanted to get
More
to know
about the journey,
Richard.
right?
Yes, absolutely. So this has been a tough 2 years. What do your parents think about all your accomplishments? Like, I want the rest of the world to see Richard like I was able to see him. So he is such a freaking teddy bear, man. And he is so awesome. And he's like for all you women out there, obviously he very much is into women, and he's very protective, like a brother. And it's really cool to see that nurturing side of him. He just, he doesn't use women as objects. That's not the impression that I got at all. He just takes them under his wing. He says, let's have a good time. Let's make sure everyone's happy. He had to deal with a situation where there was someone trying to be very disrespectful to one of the girls that was at the party. And he handled that with just absolute smoothness. And he is very protective. And I just wish you guys could see what I got to see. And a lot of you guys in London did. So I'm waiting for future opportunities in the future for more opportunity for Hexicans to get to see him.
How did he smell?
Delicious.
You are so weird.
Yeah,
Like-
I don't even get the line of questioning.
Nobody ever asks that. Come
Like
on,
fresh-
we got a witness here.
Like fresh stacks of $100 bills.
Nice.
Right.
Love that smell.
Like new money, because
Yeah,
fucking
new
t-shirts
money.
pay you every day. How about
I
that?
don't know
printed.
how those smell, man. I do know how t-shirts smell.
I know
how they
smell good.
I
Look
love
at
it.
those dirty euros over there.
Hey, thanks, brother. I appreciate it. That was a cool chat, man. It really was. Hey, thanks, guys. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Like I said, all the credit goes to Richard. He just made it so easy and so comfortable and relaxing to have a conversation with him.
No,
So-
but you did really well. I remember he came twice. I think it was to the chat room on my Twitch channel, like 6, 7, 8 months ago. And I was immediately, when I saw him there and he chatted with the guys in the chat, I was immediately shitting bricks. Like I was
Yeah.
so nervous.
Yeah.
And
Dude,
you
I
handled
hadn't
yourself
slept for a day and a half, maybe 2 hours within a day and a half,
Wow.
too.
Okay.
So I'm all doped up on caffeine, maybe a little bit jittery, hadn't really slept. And then they're like, hey, you want to do an interview with Richard? And I'm like, well, I'm not really prepared, but I would love to. Absolutely. I'm not going to turn down that opportunity.
What was on the
So-
napkin? Everybody wants to know that.
Those were cheat codes to life that Richard gave me.
Sci-fi
And-
stuff.
And I was I'm sworn to
undercocked,
secrecy
yeah.
to not share.
Understood.
So I am going to be a serial winner now, thanks to Richard and his secrets to life that I can't share with you guys. Sorry, guys.
Up, up, down, down, left,
Yes.
right, BA, start.
Damn it, he figured it out. Damn it. That was all you need to know. There were some things that I wanted to ask, and then there were some things that for the documentary they wanted me to specifically go down my. So every time you see him reach over and grab that list and put it on my lap and like slap me on the shoulder, was like, dude, we need these questions asked for the video. We need these questions asked for the documentary. And I'm like, yeah, but this organic conversation is going somewhere totally different. I'll circle back, but like,
Yeah.
I want this to go where it's going.
Napkin gate. I like that. That's funny.
Napkin Gate. Contra suckers. Yep, that code worked for a lot of different games back in the day, if I remember correctly. There was a game that I played a lot when I was a kid. Nemo's Nightmare or something like that, and that was how you selected the level you wanted to go to, so you could skip levels. Yeah, I remember that.
Nemo's Nightmare was for 6 and under, wasn't it?
Well, I was about 6 at the time, so that would make sense. But I have no idea, honestly. I couldn't remember. It was the original NES game. It was one of the originals, so it was way back in the day, man. way back. I still have a lot of my games. That was the Konami code. That's right. You know, had to use that code to beat Contra. Double Dragon. Oh my gosh, I can't even count the hours I spent on Double Dragon. But
wait, one of my supposed spawn is hitting me up for a ticket to Japan. I need to get a DNA test on that one, please. I don't know you. I don't think I had any much time with your mom, but it could be. I spend so much time with so many mothers.
This I am gonna gatekeep this to. Oh my goodness!
Oh.
Look
Oh,
at
boy.
the Nintendo. Count Bomb
Please,
has a
please
Original
don't.
Mint.
I still have the
emulator.
original package,
The
and I get it
original.
out every now and then.
Oh my goodness, you're killing me, bro. That is so cool. I'll buy that from you. 10,000 hex.
I got all the originals.
I'll have to
Got
Dude,
bust
Golden
out
make-
Zelda.
Wait,
Yep.
wait. You
Yeah,
said you
make
had a
sure-
girlfriend,
Ninja
man.
Turtles.
Dude, I had
Girlfriend.
I played a
Nerd
lot
shit
of Ninja
right there.
Turtles back in the
I
day.
said, I don't believe you have a girlfriend anymore.
I
Hey,
like
that's
this
bomb.
one the most. Kirby.
Kirby was
Double
alright.
Dragon 2 and 3.
Uh-huh.
Life Force, great game. Double Dragon, Tetris. Wizards and Warriors, Mega Man a few. Batman was really cool, and Star Wars.
Huh.
Hey, that's bomb.
You should get them.
The Golden
Make it-
Zelda. I
Yeah.
still have the
If
Golden
you can,
Zelda.
buy one original console. The new ones suck. And if you're really into it, get the CRT monitor for the supreme experience, because the new ones suck. You can't really enjoy the pixel art on the new LCD and IPS monitors.
I like 2 personally. T-Bird, Double Dragon 2 was my favorite actually. If I remember
2 as well.
correctly.
Yeah,
Yep.
2 as well.
Metroid was all right. Metroid was one of those games I just 3 levels
was all right.
3 worlds
Yeah.
into it. I'm like,
It's the same thing over and over.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. There was another one. Do you guys remember Bionic Commando? With the arm, you could reach out and grab the next level above you and pull yourself up and swing.
You guys are too old for me, man.
Kirby was one of my favorite games, actually. I don't know if you guys
Kirby
remember
was
that.
cool because
What
you
was
could-
your first console, Proof?
Atari
Game-
2600.
Game Boy.
Game
Wow,
Boy,
you're
Game Boy.
Papa.
SP, I think.
Handheld
Papa's
console.
like, my first console
Yeah.
was
And then I had a
SP.
Wii.
With the lights on.
With the lights on. Yeah.
Wow, not even Super Nintendo. You didn't have a Super Nintendo.
No.
Castlevania, that was a good one.
I had a
I'm-
Vectrex.
Castlevania
played
is super
outside.
hard. Super
Yeah,
hard.
super hard.
As a kid, I never made
That
it
was a hard
beyond
game,
level
yeah.
1. Like I couldn't.
Yeah. Anyway, back to the conversation at hand.
So how about
I
this
love
price
the
action?
Nintendo discussion. Yes.
Price
So-
action.
I think that's in lieu of Richard Hart himself streaming, we had our live Richard Hart in London interview, and I think that's why it's pumping. I'm going to take credit for that. Actually, I'm going to
Same.
let Richard take credit for that, but he dropped some bombs in there. Like, I don't know why people think there's going to be cheap hex and cheap pulse anyway.
Yeah.
Like, that doesn't make sense. If that is
'Cause it doesn't.
make you guys FOMO, oh my goodness. Yeah, I've heard a lot of the people's arguments for why Ethereum hex is going to crash and why pulse is going to take forever to go up. And I think those are all paper dragon arguments. There's literally nothing substantiating that. That is not how I see this game theory working out. So,
I mean, again, if you understand basic economics, you understand why hex is going to be bought up on both. Like,
yeah, especially
doesn't
if
make
you
any
can-
sense when you say that.
Especially if you can bring Ethereum hex over to the Pulse network, you can bridge it over and provide liquidity. You don't have to worry about impermanent loss when you've got P hex versus E hex as a liquidity provider. You make interest or you make fees off of that, and it helps us bring our parity to the two chains. You guys have no idea how quick that's going to bring parity to the two hexes. People are going to use that as an arbitrage opportunity to if one is cheaper than the other, it's not going to stay that way for long.
I'm still worried about the impermanent loss with the instant divergence and then it snapping back. I've never lost more money quicker in my life than playing that liquidity game. That's just my 2 cents. I'll be getting the reward token, of course, hoarding that shit like no tomorrow. but I ain't gonna play the liquidity game. Anybody else feel otherwise? Go ahead and do it.
Well, we have something that Wales has informed me I'm not allowed to talk about anymore. But there are some other pumpamentals going on here. So I'll shut my mouth before I ruin everything because I'm
Thank
just
you,
so
sir.
excited to bring it.
Like
Yo.
the wind.
Because I'm getting a ton of stupid questions. Nobody actually understands. They're
Yeah.
just assuming. Just don't talk about it because nobody knows and nobody tries to educate themselves.
But it's a pumpamental, and that's
And
all
you
I'm gonna
gave
say.
and you gave them the exact reference, and they still are asking dumb questions.
That's
So
all right. That's all right. That's all right. It's still a
everybody can
pumpamental.
wait till we can talk about it, assuming it could be discussed with them because it's not going to be for everybody here. So sorry.
Yeah. Just so anybody that wants to know, I'm willing to reveal it. In the green room, Wales promised, hey, you guys are cool. I'm going to let you know what we were talking about. And the next thing out of his mouth was, think about it. And then he left.
Yep. Think about it.
So
It's real easy.
It's just a pump. So the
think about it.
the line of thinking I'm going down from here is there's a lot of pumpamentals. Richard Hart dropped some gems. We've got some other legacy financings coming on, and there's going to be a reduction of the hex supply for the pulse swap sacrifice too. So there's a lot going on, guys. There's a lot going on. These guys that think that we're still looking forward to 10-cent hex, I don't see it. I'm just looking at fundamentals.
It's a 3-year bear market for X-Men. Didn't you know?
That's right.
You get the
it's
memo?
equivalent. It's
I
equivalent.
thought it was a 5-year bear market, but
Condensed
3
into
until
50 days. Yes.
3 to 5 years. Then pump.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, there's so what did you guys take away from the interview? Because I'm a little close to it. So I'd like to know what you guys took away from it as either bullish or information you didn't know or a subject you'd like to know more about.
Well, I loved your 2017 wrecked pleb story. I could relate to that because I didn't think one could have played that bull bear market even stupider than I did, but it looks like
thanks.
Looks like that's possible. No, just joking. But you bought like the top in 2017 and got wrecked, and I at least bought the bottom in 2017, but also rode it all the way up and down. So I can definitely relate to that, and that's, I guess, many people can relate, and that's how we all sort of are happy now to be in Hex. And I think it was great that you conveyed that message over to Richard, because that goes for many people in Hex.
Well, I literally, if I hadn't have found Richard, I'd still be playing the same game. I would have. I might have been playing the same game a little smarter, and I would have definitely I took my hard knocks, and I would have learned a little bit from the school of hard knocks there. Yeah. But I still don't think I didn't buy. I bought a little bit of extra Bitcoin to sit on when he announced Bitcoin Hex holders were going to get free Bitcoin Hex if you held Bitcoin, and that's all I bought during the bear market was Bitcoin so that I could free claim it. And then I ended up turning it into Ethereum. I said, there's a better ratio with ETH. I ended up turning it into Ethereum and putting it in the adoption amplifier instead of free claiming my Bitcoin.
But everything
I got it ready. What's that?
Everything dumped down. So
yeah,
no matter which coin you were in.
I agree 100%. And so if I hadn't found Richard, I would have been a more wrecked pleb. That's for sure. And he kept speaking truth. And I said, I hate what he's saying. He's flooding all my bags. But he's right. All the fundamentals he's throwing out there. This can't end well. This can't end well.
No, but it was great to hear from his perspective, like what he thinks about the community, and that he also mentioned that the community is one of the strongest assets and why Hex is so
it's the
successful.
Thing he's most proud of.
Yeah. So to hear that from him, I think that was great. But other than that, you could really sense that he wants to get out so much knowledge and so much about the new stuff that and nonstop, like he was giving out information about Pulse and what's coming up and what he has planned. So I guess that was, even from one watching, like too much to take, and I have to probably go back and revisit that stream one more time.
There's a lot of little gems in there, little golden nuggets that he dropped. There really is. I'm glad that he was able to do it with me. So
Yeah, from my perspective, I saw a whole lot in that conversation, and it was a good one because it just flowed naturally. And pretty much he gave up a lot of information that a lot of people were kind of lost on. Now we understand exactly what's going to happen when things go live and whatnot. And there's no more confusion, at least from my perspective.
Yeah.
And the way people should take it as is, get your hex now and stop playing games. I mean, there's
Yep.
really no other way to put it.
You want to prepare for the Pulse launch?
Sounds
Sacrifice
familiar.
for Pulse swap and hold on to as much hex as you can at the time that the fork happens. That's literally all there is to it.
Pretty much.
Literally all there is to it. Like, he pretty much dropped the bomb. Like, you guys, if you're not getting in now, be left behind. That's fine, because he truly believes that people are underplaying the success of Pulse. So he goes, I like that. I like that the expectations low, because I think we're going to greatly exceed expectations.
Well, what's funny is that I didn't have really any expectations, when everything was first announced. But this was almost a year ago, right? Now 6-7 months have passed, and we're seeing all of the the proliferation of all these Pulse blank named coins, right? So if that is an indication of what's actually going on, then you're just not paying attention, and there's no help.
Great point, Wales. That is a great point. I
clearly everybody knows what the fuck time it is, so get in line. That's basically what it is.
So get in line.
Bring up the comment from Ash Player 2.
Hold on one second. Hexander, my biggest merchandise troll, would of course bring this up. Yeah.
One shirts, baby.
But I will tell you guys this. The high-end fabrics that we had, I took samples with me and I gave them to Richard in London. So Richard has some of our samples for the shirts. Yes, and he was super excited about the 741 shirts. So
yeah.
By the way,
741, I love it.
By the way, that was 2 days ago. 2 days ago was the 741 event. So those of you that went to London and went to the December 12th event instead of the December 2nd, we apologize. That's our fault. We are not accepting refunds for that ticketed event, though. Sorry.
But I hope it was fun.
Yeah, I hope you guys had a good time. So at 10 minutes, 55 seconds, are you talking about, I'm pretty confident what he's talking about is how it's going to dilute the liquidity providers. I don't know if anyone remembers me talking about this, but I was a big advocate for, does anyone realize that 99.9% of the liquidity supplied on the PRC20 side is going to get diluted because there's going to be, and I thought it was just going to be a 10,000 to 1 ETH at the time, pairing on the other side, because there has to be, it's based on a ratio. And since the ETH side is being diluted, that fixer bot is going to have 99.9% of the supply of the PRC20s on the other side, which is great because now the liquidity providers cannot exit the game. The liquidity will stay there for people to be provided against.
Yep. For everybody, you have to realize that the ratio is not to 10,000; it's to 1.2 million. That's what's making it
2 million. Yeah.
So where's that number coming from?
From the total supply that we have.
That's the testnet version 2 total supply right now, which I don't think that's 100% correct. I think
total supply of what, ETH?
Pulse to ETH. Yeah. Pulse versus.
So that's the ratio between Pulse and ETH.
Yes.
Yes, exactly.
There's 1.2 million times more Pulse in the Pulse ecosystem than there is ETH in the ETH ecosystem.
And the bot has to fix that. Basically, it has to fix the ratio on all of the pools.
Yep.
So it's gonna get all. Yeah, it's gonna get all the liquidity, and then it's gonna put it into its own pool. And it has to do this. It has to buy off all the supply. No, sorry. Let's do it this way. It's buying it all, and then it's pushing pulls into the pool, and then it's gonna make a new one with the same ratios where he's inputting pulls. And the token, and then there will be basically 2 pools that have the leftovers, and then the new one which has also the same ratio.
So
I'm trying to wrap my head around that.
Go ahead. I'm going to recommend you guys, if you're providing liquidity, you are going to be diluted. If you are currently providing liquidity on Uniswap, perhaps you guys pull your liquidity. moments, if not hours before, if you even know it's coming, maybe days if he gives us enough heads up. He's wise to not tell everyone. What I would do is I'd wait for 48 hours to pass, let 24 hours go past once the new network is live, allow the price to be set at 0 for the first 24 hours for tax purposes for a lot of us in those taxable jurisdictions. At hour 24, 25, run the fixer bot, and at hour 48 say, okay, you guys, your balances are correct and you're ready to go on live. I hope he gives us a little bit of heads up, but I think it's best to not be gamed by letting everyone know it's been running for 48 hours. You guys can hop on.
Right, because this is kind of what we saw for Big Payday, right? Where everybody tried to jump in and then jump out.
Yep, exactly right. So don't make the same assumptions that you guys did with the previous things. If you lost, if you did it right, then keep doing what you're doing, because I have a feeling it's going to do it again. But with the liquidity pools, you're going to be diluted quite a lot. So you're best to just be holding the copy at the time of the fork. But I think it's brilliant that he's right, because they can't just pull liquidity. All the people who don't like Pulse, who got all their free ERC20s copied into PRC20s, they can't just pull their liquidity. So liquidity is going to be available there. And that first trade that happens is going to correct all the ratios for all the liquidity pools, because they're all tied together. And it's going to, I think you're going to see prices higher than you expect. I really do.
Really?
So
what's your gut say?
About half a penny for Pulse.
What the? Are you kidding?
Nah.
I'm not kidding you. So what I did is I took
2 zeros and a 5? Really?
So what I did is I took, and it's a little bit off, but I took the current ETH price, or ETH is dumped recently.
Wait. I can retire once Pulse launches?
Yeah, right. If so, it's gonna.
Nah.
People gotta take
that would be like
away.
100x from SEC.
Well, let me explain. Let me
let him
explain where
explain.
I got my formula from.
I'm sorry.
And then if I'm wrong, I'm okay with being wrong. This is all speculation, guys. This is all speculation. But if we're doing this based upon the ratios, and it's going to be diluted by about a million X, the Ethereum to Pulse dilution, you're looking at taking the current ETH price, divide that by approximately 1 million, and that should be your Pulse price at the instant that the automatic fixer bot makes that first trade and corrects all of the ratios on the Pulse swap.
Hard, and then
hard.
Yeah, it makes
Not
sense.
one person will get.
But like
that
the opening price, the opening price, you might be right.
It makes sense.
It's like it was.
That's
like,
what Richard said.
Yep.
That's literally what he said.
Mm-hmm.
No promises. It's speculation. It's not.
Of course.
I'm just some dumbass on the internet, and if you listen to me, then you deserve to get wrecked.
Go back to the interview and listen to what Richard said.
Yep.
Because you're saying exactly what he said. You're just giving numbers now. That's all.
Yep. And that's just based upon the ratios, the current ratios. If there's some kind of variable that I'm missing, I'm more than welcome to hear out your guys' input and fix my worldview. I'm okay with that.
Check.
I thank you, Matthew Bailey, for the 10 pounds. I appreciate it. You guys, we thrive and live off of these super chats. They're obviously a lot more prevalent when the price of Hex is going up. We get a lot more of them at that point in time. But we appreciate it, guys. Every dollar that DS has ever made has been rolled back into production. We've got editors now. We've got people running our social media accounts. We've got people that we're actually hiring people that didn't get into Hex early like the rest of the OGs. So we're trying to employ Hexicans. So RG and I, we've lost a lot of money by donating out of our own pockets to make a lot of these products happen for you guys. And Wales can attest to this. So I'm not just telling you with no edification from outside sources, no third-party edification. So you don't have to take my word for it. But these help us not only cover our incurred costs, but it also really helps us to expand that marketing message and get in front of more people. So we really appreciate you guys. You guys are phenomenal in the way that you guys have supported us. Thank you, guys. So going back to Matthew Bailey's question here, can you elaborate more on the Pulse Swap reward token, please? I'm trying to understand how the reward token holds and increases its value. I'm new to the liquidity providing scene, so sorry for the noob question. Not a noob question at all. It's very confusing for a lot of people. So essentially, a lot of these systems that are these automatic market makers, they have their own reward token, these duct taped reward tokens on top of them. And what they're willing to do is with certain liquidity pools, when you provide liquidity, they will reward you for your percentage of the liquidity provided, how much of that liquidity is in USD value. There's a lot of different variables to this, but when you're not only making the fees, but the automatic market maker will pay you sometimes through a DAO to provide that liquidity based upon your percentage of liquidity provided in that pool. So it's them giving you an extra incentive, an extra reward to provide liquidity on their automatic market maker versus the other person's automatic market maker. So this pulse swap reward token will probably be similar to what you see in price action with the Uniswap price reward token. I bet he has a higher circulating supply than what Uniswap offers. We don't have details on that yet. But if you're not only making the 0.3% or your percentage of the 0.3% fee on every trade, but you're also making a reward token as earnings for providing liquidity, it's a win-win-win for everybody, guys. So that's how that works. It's the automatic market maker rewarding you with an extra additional token worth some kind of value. And the more people using that system, that tends to make that duct tape token go up. Oh, nice bum shot. I had to give him the bum shot.
Hello.
I thought I had time then when you were speaking to.
Oi.
5K T.
You did. But then I saw
Henry.
your butt, and I was like, I'm gonna show the world Henry's butt.
You're
So-
looking like a Bond
least I-
supervillain today.
At least I was wearing trousers today, you know.
Yes.
Like-
Yes.
Right, 'cause
Very
you were
uncomfortable.
standing.
I can
That's
insta
true.
turtleneck too.
Yeah. In the past, it has been very, very uncomfortable in the green room to see that jock strap that you wear. It doesn't even cover the butthole. It just cups the cheeks. It's really,
Comfy
really
though, man.
uncomfortable.
Should
Yum,
try
yum.
So hey, I gotta meet Henry Hex. I gotta give that man a hug. We got to go eat lunch and have some coffee together. Like this guy is a cool dude, man. I'll tell you what, I'm really glad I got to meet him in person. So
And you, mate. Looking forward
David.
to coming over to the US at some point and returning the favour.
you guys are gonna be. It's culture shock over here. I mean, you guys live on top of each other. You can't even understand what you guys are saying to each other over there. And then you come over here and people enunciate
It's a rough life,
their
man.
words. Yeah, they
Oh, yeah,
enunciate.
sure.
You're like, oh my God, I can understand what they're saying. And then you're going to be like, but I'm in the middle of the mountains and there's nobody here. Like, is this deliverance?
Yeah.
Are you taking me out here to die? Like,
Yeah. Here's Henry. Here's Henry going to KNTX's house. Oh, yes. There's a thin film of maple syrup about everything. Very charming. Very charming, your Americans. Yes.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna take him to an American diner, and you're gonna have the best greasy breakfast you've ever had in your life. And you're gonna
Oh
be
yeah,
like,
to Wendy's.
I didn't even think no,
Face,
not
Wendy's.
Wendy's, no fast food, an actual greasy diner, and you're gonna be like, I walked in and it's like the 70s all over again, but nothing's clean. I thought I was gonna get tetanus just having breakfast, but it was the best breakfast I ever had in my life.
Those are the best. Yeah, those are the best spots to eat at too.
Absolutely, they are. So, Davis, thanks for the $11. Here comes you, double whales. I feel it. Great show, guys. Thanks for your contribution you all make. You know, it doesn't have to match exactly what happened in the past, right, whales? It just has to rhyme, and
Yeah,
we
it's just an
know
average.
we just know where it's going. Yeah, you just
Yep.
gave averages. You didn't say it was going to follow that schedule exactly.
Nope.
Golden yacht on order. Thanks.
Can you please
laid
go
back
back?
Hex.
Can
Laid
you
back Hex, as long as you allow me to come hang out with you, and me and Cabana will fly there on his new jet he just ordered. So
Guys, check Cabana's comment a little bit more down.
okay.
When Pulse hits 5 cents or half a cent, he will Velcro BTC maxis onto a giant dartboard.
Oh, okay.
He will put a Velcro shirt on all the BTC maxis, and he will shoot them out of a cannon onto a giant dartboard.
Proof of Beard's only.
First 3 bullseyes wins. Yeah.
Excuse me. We call them little people now. You do not shoot them from cannons. You get them into a novelty freaking, one of those giant. Yes, one of those things. Yes.
No, I'm talking about BTC maxis.
KNTX,
Imagine-
can you please
imagine
go back
shooting-
a few comments to Hex grassroots?
Dude, I'm
Was-
looking
no
forward
idea. Where
to
was
to
that
be
at?
flown out to Richard Island, man.
It was before the first super
Good
chat.
morning, Randy Hilarski. Randy Hilarski, a good Hexican here. Glad to have you here, brother. I call that guy a friend. I do. Not just another fellow Hexican, but a friend. Let me see here. Where's he's real, man. I love that he's real.
Yeah, he was asking one more time. So
Okay.
what you have to realize is that most of the liquidity pools that have this automated market maker, they use some kind of function. And for example, the one in Uniswap has a quadratic function. If you put in something on one side, it automatically makes the other side more expensive.
Mm-hmm.
So to get to fix the ratios by 1.2 million, you basically need to put in 1,000x, because 1,000 times 1,000 is 1 million. So you need to have that ratio into the pool to extract the value to fix the ratio on the 1.2 million x of the ETH to pulse supply change, and then you'll end up with getting out 99.9% of the original token. It is then paired with the correct amount of pulse, and then you create the new pool with those new ratios as well.
Yep. So great points. So it has to be fixed. So since ETH is going to be diluted, it has to be fixed so the ratios are correct when it all comes over. Yeah. So and one pro tip for those of you who want your PRC20s instead of Pulse from the onset, Richard did say that, you know, now you've got all this extra Pulse that you had, you can buy your PRCs back, but you lose your Pulse. And I think you're going to get a better run up on Pulse than you are any of the PRC20s, other than maybe Hex is the only PRC20 I can see contending with Pulse. So it's just something to think about, guys. To think about, not financial advice. Don't go buy your golden yachts and don't put down payments on space stations. Okay.
No, we're buying jets now, man. Fuck yachts.
Can we just
Remember,
delay,
the people that
delay
just
some
stay in the market.
gratification now for the next 8 months or something, and then we go back to the yachts? And
no, guys, don't delay gratification. Just buy your jet now.
Buy it.
No, don't do it. Remember, the people that hold the longest for 2, 3, 4, 5 years, those are the people that made money in crypto.
Those Bam is lying. Sell
not
now.
the people that sold right now.
Marco,
look at all the people. Look at the guy. Oh no, I sold all my heads.
The tree is
oh no,
lying.
I sold my
Don't
Bitcoin
listen to
at
the tree.
$2.
No, the tree is lying.
Yeah,
Sell now.
Hold on. Because I'm about to slam dunk Marco. How you gonna be the guy that? Oh, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
He's about to slam dunk and then he gives way for KNTX. What's that?
He's talking and I didn't hear him, man.
You know, I also
no wait, slam dunk me. Wait, slam dunk me first.
How you gonna be the guy that made the song everybody done told you when you're gonna give the opposite advice?
Hey, I was just the guy following orders. I was just following.
Yeah, that didn't work out for some people in The Hague, did it?
Oh man.
Hey, thanks, Cabana. I really appreciate it, man. That does mean a lot from Cabana. There's people I look up to in this Cabana. There are people I look up to in this community, and Cabana is definitely one of them. He's at the top of that list.
Wait. Sure. If it's Cabana, where's the Enya? Where is that? I doubt it.
Russian.
It's Cabana.
I don't know why
his keyboard doesn't have one.
Insists on being cut out every time. Every show.
He likes it.
I think he does. I think he gets some kind of weird sick satisfaction out of it. We know what a pervy is, so I don't know. I don't know what he's doing in the green room right now.
I mean, like Will said on the Hexy Bastard stream, people like to get wrecked, like they feel good, and so I think Papa B likes to be kicked as well.
I wasn't done edifying Cabana yet, so this guy has one of my favorite streams in crypto. The Happy Hour, the Hex Happy Hour, is such a fun stream and such a great panel of good OG Hexicans that are constantly on there. I really thoroughly enjoy that content. I didn't mean to hurt his feelings when I said Pep was my favorite. Really hurt him, cut him to the quick. I like Pep's format. I like his bringing in traditional finance and bringing in different articles, not just within crypto, but also in the legacy finance markets and how that might affect not only Hex, but the crypto market in general. And I really like that. I may be kicking these guys out of my Thursday morning streams and just doing a one-on-one with the community myself. Pep and I were talking about it. So,
Oi.
I know. That's right, Cabana. You're my second favorite next to Pep. That's right.
You're gonna rug us?
You know, it's funny. I might. I'll back up.
Cabano.
Is it because of Papa B? Because we can just kick him.
Yes, that's really is. There's some strategic reasons why we do that. I might just do a separate show. I don't know, but I want to try it for a couple weeks, just one-on-one with the community. There's so much that goes on in these chats that we don't even get to address because all of our personalities have so many different tangents we like to go off on. And I think it's great, but these panel shows are less consumable for new people coming in.
Can't you just cut the talking with the captain chat? No one listens to him anyways.
Weirdly, stop worrying. KNTX is not on the show half of the time anyway, so we just keep those.
I know, that's a good point. You know what?
That's
we should
true.
just give the KNTX crew their own show. You guys want to do another morning?
Another morning.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's a Das Bomb show.
Show.
Can't bomb.
So,
I have one more
thanks for the
point in
$5.
regards.
I'm not even gonna read that out loud. That is not the content that we create on this.
We're not even talking about that.
Yeah, there are plenty of YouTube channels that address this, and I think that's a good place to look that stuff up. But thanks for the $5, Davis, to get your message out. So I will put your message up. So
I'd like to talk about one more point in regards to Pulse launch. I didn't see anyone talk about this. The TVL that we have in Ethereum is like 150 or 200 billion.
Mm-hmm.
And the next chain is BSC. So they got like 15 or 20 billion or something locked.
Yeah.
That's the value of everything that's bridged, or the value of all their tokens, the liquidity pools, and so on. When Pulse is copied, because it's going to get all the value from Ethereum, some of the projects won't work because they will be broken. But I reckon that the TVL of Pulse chain will be immediately higher than that of BSC.
Oh yeah,
Think
absolutely.
about that.
100%, I agree with that. I can't wait to see how it actually plays out, but I'll bet you're correct on that. I bet so. I mean, if you're bringing over the TVL, just even a fraction of the TVL is still greater than BSC's TVL. So on Ethereum, that is. So bringing over a fraction of that to the Pulse network is going to be monumental things. I think one thing that came up in the interview that I'd like to address too is that he believes that DAI, if you guys think you're holding on to DAI at the fork, DAI could be broken literally because of the ratios.
That was a good takeaway because I was actually thinking, well, I can just kind of play it cool.
Has
with
less
DAI.
counterparty risk, but it's probably going to break. But you're still not going to get the gains that you're going to get from holding Hex and getting the copy of Hex. So I don't know why you'd be holding a stable coin in your wallet at the time of the fork anyway. You're better off buying cheap Hex right now at 50%, 60% lows, and letting it go from zero back up to price parity of our all-time high when we get back up there again. So,
well, not lows anymore. It's about to break a new trend line.
Nice.
Imagine that.
21.1.
3x to the old high though, isn't it? That's 3x would be.
Yeah.
Imagine selling at what was it? 12 cents?
Woo!
Because lower than 10 cents, right?
They must feel wrecked.
It's good. Feel the pain. You missed the 75% run up. Now buy back in. Go do it.
Life lessons.
Pump the price more. Go FOMO back in, guys. Now it's a good time.
Yeah, well, understand that sellers can step in at any time, right? So, assuming nobody comes out the woodworks with a 5 million hex sale, this should continue.
Yep.
So it's pretty much just how it works.
I'm doing it just in spite of you now, Children of the Grave. Thank you for pushing me over that. I wasn't sure if I was going to do it or not. It's a done deal now. You guys should be in the green room with me while I'm going though, and I can bring you guys in towards the end. I think that'd be kind of cool. And then I know I'll get all kinds of obscene, dirty private messages from Papa B, but some of you guys in the background might actually
you get that
value.
anyways.
Yes, we do. Yeah, I didn't this today though. Thought something was wrong. Thought maybe Papa B was sick or something.
Right, I've had a little.
He's always
tickle
sick
in the throat. Yeah.
Good stuff.
But there we go, 21 cents, 0.23. So college fund for the kids looks good again.
Very
and then
nice.
Johnny Chaos said to me once, "What? Your kids want to buy the college?"
Yeah. Oh, that is awesome. Kyler,
How much for straight A's?
He has a point though.
Kyler, have a good one, brother. Go make some content in the fake world and create some good content to entertain us Hexicans. So Crypto Learner, I like your comment. Chico Crypto is suffering from depression. Maybe we can help this dude out in teaching him about not trading, but just staking and waiting and enjoying life more. Lots of crypto people are stressed. Here's the deal.
Fuck
the
the
guy
full rules.
attacks
That's the deal.
everything.
Fuck the full rules. That's the deal.
There's no helping that guy. There's no helping that guy. That guy's got to have his own paradigm changed. And when he gets wrecked enough times, and it's obvious that he's been wrecked multiple times over the last few years. When that guy gets wrecked enough times and promotes enough of these crap projects that he's starting to lose people that actually believe in what he's saying, maybe he'll get it. But until then, I think he has to experience lower lows for him to update his paradigm.
Yeah, you guys got to understand, people that think that they're smarter than the market learn the hard way that they're not. That's just the name of the game. There's no way around it. Take into consideration the simple fact that it took me, right? And I'm nobody special, but it's just that's how it works. It takes time for people to ascertain the probability of their being successful or not.
Yeah.
Right? Because markets are fickle. They don't give a fuck about you. And people seem to think that they can determine exactly what's coming here and what's not. That's just not how it works, right? You got to realize that markets don't give a damn. Markets are going to do what they're going to do. Imagine all these people that were buying Bitcoin at 55 and 60,000. How are they feeling right now? On leverage, on margin, right? And they thought they were being smart, and they just simply are not smart. And that's just what the market does. It teaches you what you don't want to hear from others. Because like I've said before, and me, Hexy, and Henry, and Hold a Dog, and Marketable were talking about this on Hexy stream Sunday, right? Everybody, I read all the books, right? All the books that tell you exactly what to do. And yet and still, what did I do? The opposite, which is what? Trading actively. Taking a trade every other day, every 2 minutes, every whatever. There is zero reason for it. Pick your spots, be smart, let your money work for you. It doesn't matter if you're trading for a positional trade where it takes a few months or if you're staking Hex. The fact of the matter is that if you're not taking a position and letting the market do what it's supposed to do, you're going to get wrecked because it's this simple. How smart do you look jumping in the river, swimming contra trend? You don't. You look stupid as fuck. And that's what everybody does when they trade. Simple as that. So
there's very few people that win, and I promise you they don't win all the time.
Well, here's what you got to understand. The people that win are in and out. They understand that they can't stick around. It's when you get comfortable, you get complacent, and you think you know what's going on is that you get wrecked. Because if you're trading to the short side and the market is clearly on an uptrend, overall, well, what do you think is ultimately going to happen? Market's going to turn around and keep going higher. Simple. That's just the way it works. I mean, there's no debating it. Look at any other chart. I mean, it's just the way it works. So for people that spend their time thinking that they're smarter than the market teaches them over and over again that they're not, because that's how it works. This is why Hex is superior, because it removes that ability for you to wreck yourself, assuming you understand that. Many people do not want to understand that, and that's why they get wrecked all the fucking time. I mean, listen to the conversations we're having here. People think it makes more sense to hold anything else outside of hexen. These are hexagons that are saying this dumbass shit. Why the fuck would you hold DAI? Why would you hold anything like that? It's just asinine to me. When here's the best product on the planet, what are you thinking that you think holding anything besides hex makes any sense? I don't get it. When that is the premier asset that is designed to save your ass. Think about it. Take a minute. I don't know. It's crazy.
All right. So first of all, guys, great point, Wales. Thank you so much for that. In the chats, guys, no calls to violence, please. No telling people they should do things to themselves, please. That's a bad look for Hexkins. We care for these wrecked plebs, even though they don't probably deserve it from us, honestly, especially the way they've attacked us. But that makes us the better community and the bigger people. So let's not do that. But I want to point out this one real quick from Cheetah Western. He is from the legacy finance world, from the banking world. He says, I tell clients that in 10 years, they can look forward to a 60 to 80% total return. Laugh out loud. The stock market is a joke. Yep, it is. It is. And we are in that best asset. I mean, I think what Wales just said helps me prove that, or helps Cheetah prove that point. So thank you guys for your belief in this and spreading the good news outside of just DS and the Hex streamers. You guys are wonderful. KDM, thank you so much for the 55, another day of BS. Why do I keep coming back? Because you love me, brother. I know it. I know you do. That's it. So he's my friend in the real world long before I was ever an internet personality. So
a breakdancing buddy?
No, they disowned me years ago. They disowned me years ago.
Around the time of Electric Boogaloo, was that it?
Yes. It was Electric Boogaloo 2. They were like, enough, done, no. You're out. See ya.
How did you learn these steps in Colorado, though? I thought that was a Bronx thing.
Hip hop is worldwide. Well, you can't hide what's good, man.
Yeah.
Worldwide.
Yeah,
that's right.
They started a worldwide movement, man. So
this little Mr. Miyagi guy showed up in town one day and said, paint the fence. And he went, all right, paint the fence.
So yeah, that's going back. I'm surprised it came back to me as well as it did. That little bit of clip, I'm like, awesome. Oh, it's not as rusty as I thought I was, but I felt rusty going to the ground. I'm going to tell you that much right now. I definitely did not have the right shoes on. They're flying off. Like,
yeah, the shoe. You wasn't ready for that at all.
No, I didn't expect the director of the documentary to be like, so I heard from a little birdie, you know how to break dance. I said, what of it?
That'll make the cut.
That'll
make the movie.
I don't know. I said, what of it? He says, do some breakdancing for us. It's like, and it was like some hard drum and bass going on at the time. I'm like, not to this music, I'm not. Oh, it's too fast. And so then they changed it to something else. I'm like, dude, this is like lounge music. And they're like, oh, so now it's too slow. Like giving me a hard time. He was giving me such a hard time. It's like, okay, princess, we'll try to get you some music you can dance to.
You know, it's an Olympic sport now, KNTX. You can still compete. Oh, no, U.S. is not going to go to the Olympics. That's too bad. Oh, you're safe, man. Don't have to practice up. But if you would have gotten gold.
No. Well, for the Americans, maybe, but not. Dude, have you seen the freaking Koreans, bro? Oh, yeah. Oh my God. They are next level B-boys, brother. They are state sponsored. So there used to be a crew called Expressions in the late 90s, early 2000s. And those guys invented moves that the Americans are like, we had no idea you could even do that with your body. So
different diet, that's why.
Dude, they're the ones that created air tracks, which is like an air flare, but you're upside down. So they created air tracks. These guys are next level. So the closest thing to that I can do are halos out of a windmill. And I didn't even do windmills. I was like, I'm not even going to give them the satisfaction of seeing the windmills. So, but that's the closest I could do. I could never elevate to a full extended arm from the halo. So,
yeah, it's not easy, man.
No,
It takes
it is
practice.
not.
It takes balance. It takes agility. It takes a properly balanced body, which, given our typical American diet, is almost impossible to attain.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. In the stretching, you need to spend more time stretching than you do actually working out.
100%.
It's to get to some of those positions, you just can't do it.
Agility.
Yep.
Agility and stability comes from strengthening the muscles, and that doesn't actually come from pumping iron and working out. It actually comes from stretching.
Yep. It really does. Because a lot of people will say that, oh, you must be so strong to be able to do those turtles and stuff. And like, it has nothing to do with strength. It has everything to do with balance. As I started losing it at the end of that little clip, is because I was losing my balance. I wasn't going fast enough. And so I didn't have the right balance on it.
The momentum to keep you on track.
And then being able to keep that from going off kilter, because it's like anything else that gets off balance, starts throwing you out when you're from that centrifugal force.
Correct. Simple physics, sir.
Yep. So I did want to address this because it is very no, we cannot tell you anything about it, but we will soon. So
Hey, Kinetics.
Yes.
I know Santa Claus only is going to give us a special outro today, which is a Christmas variety of outro ho 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 ho.
Is that true?
Markable.
I mean, now you already did it.
Yeah, you kind of killed it, man.
Well, if you must.
Well, I can't wait to give you guys more information. Someone asked earlier in the stream, in the chat, for the DS roadmap. We don't want to set expectations, no expectations from the work of others.
Roadmap for what?
For what DS is working on, all our different projects. And I'd rather keep some of those close to
anything that's not internet
Leave
related
us
cannot
alone.
be shared. Hold on. Let me just educate the community. Anything that is not internet related cannot and will not be shared. So do not ask. You don't see me replying to anything on Twitter. I'm not replying to any telegrams in relation to any of this. So don't ask, because you're not going to get any information. That's the way it works in the real world. Sorry, guys.
What are you talking about? There are no projects. Stop asking for it.
Yeah, wait,
there are only products that pop out of the nothingness.
Precisely.
And then they appear and they're just there. They exist.
Exactly right. That's exactly
That's
right.
it. Nothing else exists.
That's exactly right. That's why there is no roadmap. It's unto discuss until it's done. So stop asking questions. We don't have answers.
Love you guys. Thank you so much for joining us today. I really do.
Hey, just kicking the facts, man.
Outro.